he is not with us, only in spirit. I'll go with that.
There we go.
So, as we're waiting for people, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Drinks and Toys. I am your gorgeous host, or one of three for tonight. Shellhead Tony. I am here with Mr. Johnny Five. Johnny, how are you?
Salud. Doing good.
Good shit. And Psycho, what's up?
Not much, man. Doing well.
And Chris, Mr. Weizie, is not with us. He is in Mexico. I can't remember what the hell the trip was for. Why do I want to say it was for an anniversary?
I think his anniversary is more in October. Maybe it's a delayed trip.
I don't know. I said birthday, and then Corinne's like, no, that's not right.
Yeah, his birthday's in August, and I'm fairly certain his anniversary is sometime in early October.
Well, that makes more sense. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. But in any case, he is not with us tonight. That's okay. He will not be with us on Thursday night either, but Psycho will be hosting Collector's Hideout.
Yep.
And I will just simply be there to get the mechanics, I guess, underway, if that makes any sense. And then I'll probably just sit back and listen to stories about things that I have no idea about. So it'll be a lot of fun. But
making random comments.
Right. I'll just make little snide things here and there, and I'll make sure I'm highly intoxicated that night. It'll make for a better show.
Fair enough.
So not a whole lot tonight, but I say that very loosely because it could end up going very left very quickly. But just a couple things. So I did want to bring up, I've been getting a lot of grading done lately, and I don't want to speak ill because I don't have any ill feelings or anything like that, but I got a little bit of frustration. I did not deal with CAS until this year. I had never had anything graded, did not know the process, what it takes, how long it takes, all that good stuff. Had no idea about any of it. And I went ahead and had given them some pieces that I really wanted to get some things done with, and that was back in April, I think, was the first stuff that I gave them. And I got them back in June, so it was a pretty quick turnaround. I was pretty happy. And, they were what I expected, June or July. They were what I expected, and everything was cool, and that was awesome. And I was very excited. And then I gave them a whole nother group of stuff. And I was told that they used to have a really bad turnaround. It was like almost a year or more, and it made no sense if you're Johnny half your lifetime. But it was like a year or more, and it just didn't make any sense why it would take them so long. But I guess new management, new people. I guess Todd, who's managing, owns it, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm sorry. I think he's a manager. Went in and revamped and really got things moving along, I guess humming pretty well. But this last group of product I gave them, which was some Robotech pieces, which I did get all of them back. Excuse me. The one piece I got back I'm unhappy about was for a battle pod. And I don't know if I can... Let's see if I can reach it. But I think it's just in a... Yeah. So they shipped it back to me like this.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be put in an acrylic display with all of its pieces individually. It's supposed to be real nice. And so I'm kind of bummed because I'm like, I talked to Todd when I delivered or dropped it off to him, and that's exactly what Todd said. He goes, it's going to look really cool. You're really going to like it. It's going to look awesome. And so I was super stoked about it. But then I get it back, and it's not what we agreed to at all. Now, these are fine. These came back great. All my Maspera Robotech pieces, they all came back awesome. Grade 75. This one's a 75 plus. I'm sorry, 75 plus, and one of them was an 80. Don't know why they weren't all 80s. They're all the same damn condition. And then my Cyclone bike and a couple other pieces and whatever. So, super cool. So happy about that. But just not understanding where the breakdown is there. And then, this last show that we did, I was kind of going overboard with the stuff I was dropping off to them because I bought April's news van. If you remember, I told you guys about that. Yep. So I bought April's news van, and I dropped that off to them. And then I bought a really badass Ultra Magnus at the show, and I dropped that off to them. So it's like, okay, I gave you two things. Then I gave them like 3 more carded turtles. gave them 2 loose turtles, gave them 1 carded that we turned into a loose because the card was so bad, or it was coming apart, something like that.
Yeah.
And then gave them a Voltron, and I'm like, I'm giving them a lot. Like, I've spent just under $3,000 with these guys this year alone, since April to get things graded.
Yeah.
So I don't know what people spend, but you could call it what you want. In my opinion, I'm sorry, I don't sneeze at $3,000. So $3,000 is $3,000.
Yes.
But I gave this all to them, and then I got the email, and they're like, "Oh, this is what it's going to cost." And it was supposed to be a $50 weekend, where standard grading for figures was $50. So I was like, "Shit!" That's what kind of sparked me to send so much stuff at once, because I'm like, take advantage of what it's costing right now. Send these figures off.
Yeah.
So I sent them all off, and then one of the things I sent off was a signed Casey Jones, unpunched, beautiful fucking figure, beautiful card, and it was signed by the voice actor from the cartoon.
Cool.
And super stoked. When I gave it to Todd, Todd's like, "Well, we're gonna have to send this to JSA, so it'll be $50 standard grading, but it's gonna be $50 to send it to JSA to get authenticated." I'm like, "That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. Makes sense to me." They start doing all my paperwork, and in my email, when they said, "Hey, you have an invoice to pay," I log in to pay the invoice, and I'm like, "This isn't right." First of all, I didn't get $50 on the card, the ones that were supposed to be $50, so they charged me too much for that. And then my Casey Jones isn't even on there. So I'm like, I reply back, I tell them, like, "Hey, my Casey Jones isn't on there, and you guys are charging me full price for these figures. It's supposed to be $50. So he goes, "Well, I can adjust all that, but basically, what do you mean Casey Jones?" I'm like, "What do you mean Casey Jones? I gave you guys my Casey Jones." So then I said, "Can somebody call me? Because I hate doing this shit like via email."
Back and forth on email. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, just pick up the phone, man. Come on. Let's just hash it out and we'll get it done. So I get on the phone. I don't know with who. And he's going through everything with me. And he goes, "Okay, well, I fixed the invoice for the pricing." He goes, "But what are you talking about at Casey Jones?" I said, "I gave you guys my Casey Jones, and it was supposed to get sent off to JSA. Did it get sent off?" So he goes, "Hold on a minute." So he puts me on hold. He goes and checks. And he gets back on the phone, and he's like, "So I'm not really sure where that is." And I'm like, "Whew." So he's like, we'll have to look into it. We'll have somebody get back to you." I'm like, "Okay." I'm from my end, even if it's something simple, all I hear is, "We lost your Casey Jones."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You lost my signed Casey Jones. So what, you're going to pay me the $200 in fucking insurance, and I'm going to have to figure out how to get another signed one?" Like, no, I'm sorry, but insurance only matters to me when it's a high amount of money. When it's something like that would take effort to replace because it's signed and so on and so forth. It's not just going on eBay and finding another Casey Jones. So then I asked them, I said, then a day later, I had gotten the shipment in, right? And I explained, I said, "Hey, everything looks good except this battle pod was supposed to be in an acrylic." I said, "You guys just send it back to me to bag." And, "Oh, we don't know anything about that." Meanwhile, they charged me and I paid it. "We don't know anything about that. We'll have Lewis," they said. "We'll have Lewis get back to you." He gets back on Monday, meaning yesterday. I haven't heard from anybody yet. Again, I'm going to give him until tomorrow, and then I'm going to email and say, "I'd like to hear from somebody. Somebody call me, please. I understand it was a holiday. I understand you guys are playing catch up. But I have some very,
pressing concerns."
Yeah, like, where is my stuff? Like, that's what I want to know, because like I was telling Johnny,
just call them.
I don't know, because I feel like I shouldn't have to be chasing them down.
Unfortunately, in today's day and age, you got to chase people down.
Well, yeah. I mean, you already paid for that, and you got a missing Casey Jones on. No, call him.
So the sad thing that kind of bothers me is, like, John and I were sitting here talking about it, and it's like, I never hear about these problems from AFA. Now, I've never used them. I don't know what their turnaround is. I don't know any of that, but I've never heard of these problems from AFA.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of it. I mean, a lot of people use CAS, have been around a long time. I don't want to take away from that. And I'm not bad-mouthing, but I'm speaking from an experience I'm having. Now I'm going to let them try to make it right. But at the same time, it's like, damn, dude, now it's 2 things that I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is going on over there? Like, I feel like if he didn't just send them a standard figure to get graded, they don't know what to do. Or something in a standard box. Meanwhile, they're supposed to be able to do everything. So I don't know. That is my rant, I guess.
So can't you speak to the guy that you spoke to at the show? Like, didn't you say, "Hey, I need to speak to Todd"? Like,
So that is what I'm going to do when they contact me. Be like, I need to speak to Todd because here's my worry. And I called Alex, actually, our buddy Alex, because I was like, hey, I said, do you remember when I gave all my Robotech stuff to them? And he goes, yeah, I was standing there. He goes, the guy even made it a big deal how he was going to take the box for the battle pod because it was so nice, but it was ripped on the back. And he goes, he was going to flatten it out and put it as the background in the acrylic. So, and I'm like, that would have looked awesome.
yeah,
And none of that happened. They just shipped the damn thing back to me in a bag. So, but Alex was there when the guy said they were going to do that. So if I call and they're like, well, we didn't say that, whatever. I'm like, first of all, you charged me like you put it in an acrylic and you didn't do that. You literally sent it back to me in a bag. I paid like $119 or $120.
Yeah.
So that's beyond standard grading.
I can tell you, similar to the acrylic stuff you're talking about, I ordered my first Wicked Brick acrylic case over Black Friday because I've been looking at them for a while. They make Lego cases. They're really cool if you haven't seen them. If you build Legos, they make these really awesome cases. So they made one for the Batman the Animated Series Lego like painting that they made.
Mm-hmm.
So that you could hang it on the wall. You can hang it out of the box on the wall, but I have a child who likes to throw things, and it'd be my luck she'd hit the painting and crash the floor and like break everywhere. So I went through Wicked Brick and I got this acrylic case. It's made specifically for it, and they have. I didn't buy them in the past because the shipping was like $300 because they're based in the UK, but they have free shipping, or they had free shipping over Black Friday. So I bought that, and to qualify for the free shipping, I bought a stand for my UCS 89 Batwing set. So I'm excited about that. It takes 6 weeks for the cases to be made and shipped over. So I'm hoping they end up
it's going to be quality.
looking good. Yeah.
There's a really cool company that's actually US based. They do custom like cases and stuff, acrylic cases. It's called Geek Display. And the guy is actually that runs it. It's a really cool dude. Like I've had a chance to talk to him a couple times, and he actually did a custom one for that Godzilla.
Nice.
That I got Tammy.
I think I've seen an advertisement for that because I was looking for custom acrylic. So I think what I'm going to do is that giant Venom that I have, the Hot Toys, I want to have an acrylic case made that I could put that, Miles, and Spider-Man together in one display because it's so big I'm going to have to set it on the floor somewhere, right? And if it's going to be on the floor, I want it in an acrylic case. I have a child, I have a dog. I'm not having it open where people can get to it. I think it's going to be the best way to try to do it. Have an acrylic case made, have Venom in there, pose them so they look like a fight. That's going to be what I have to do, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't know you had a little girl, man.
Yeah, she's 7. She'll be 8 in February.
Oh. Awesome. Yeah,
she's really great.
He does really great stuff. And like I said, they're able to do custom stuff for you too. You just gotta reach out to them, let them know like what you're looking for, and reasonable pricing, especially for a custom acrylic case. I'm actually gonna reach out to them after I get the pizza ring figured out, where I can have a big enough one to have all 4 characters in there and display it like they're all like actually fighting in the ring, with a fucking folded chair and all that shit. Then I'm gonna have them do a display case so I can put them all in that, so no one just goes up and touches it. Like,
have you thought about because you want to have like a big ring? Have you thought about when you buy a figure, it's a portion of the ring? Like their box comes with a portion of the ring, so you have to buy the 4 guys to make the ring.
No, because the ring is going to be its own accessory. It's gonna be the ring is its own thing. You buy the ring, and it comes with a bunch of different extras. Like you get a folded chair, a table that breaks, and all that other shit. But that's gonna be its own separate thing. Okay. But for displaying purposes, like I'm actually using right now, I'm using that Roy's pizza box from that Kino.
Nice.
That Kino pack. I'm actually using that. I'm just trying to build a big enough ring and stuff where I can kind of have everyone in there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Like text
and it's
messages.
getting there. Just figuring stuff out. Like, it's a lot of trial and error.
Oh, yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's what Hot Toys actually displayed theirs in. And I want to do something like that, but obviously without putting all the accessories on the ground. But I think that that's a really cool display piece.
So, is that the Hot Toys Morales and the Hot Toys?
Yeah.
That's weird how well they scale with it, man. He's so big,
Well,
and
because they're made to
not that they're
scale.
small, but yeah,
They were made to scale like that. That's why they had to make Venom so big.
that's great though. That looks good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
And it's
have
cool
you
they
guys
have
seen
Morales in there.
the pre-orders for the Sideshow's Phantom of the Opera?
Mm-mm.
Oh my
I didn't
gosh,
see
it
that
looks
either.
incredible.
I didn't see anything. Somebody mentioned Sideshow to me. Was it today? Was it yesterday?
Well, I talked to you about it before we went live.
Oh yeah, just
If
kidding.
that's what you're thinking about.
I think so. I have a terrible memory sometimes. Just sometimes, all the time. Oh. Yeah, that's a cool Phantom. That's awesome.
Tony, you didn't put the link for the show in the collector's chat. Chris normally does that stuff.
Yeah, they don't join anyway, so I don't bother. It's
Like,
not
fuck all
worth it,
that
man.
work.
It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. If they want to join, they'll join.
Fair enough.
Joe, what's up, man? We're not ignoring. I promise you, buddy. So,
No, I said hello to him.
so I am not upset, but Mezco. So they're doing another turtle pack, another turtles 4-pack, set or whatever. And
They look amazing though.
yeah, I think they look great. Now the Toon one was a little wonky when that one came out. The one before that I really liked, the first one, and this one I like it. I'm not going to say I love it, and I'll tell you why. Now that's the preliminary picture, right? It's not final production. It's not. They're going to make tweaks. I mean, it's up for pre-order tomorrow. What I'm hearing, but again, it's not done. It's not finalized. And two things I see that can be a problem. Their shells in the front have like zero, and I'm going to see if I can find the picture real quick. Basically like zero color texture, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Let's see, Mezco TMNT. Come on, bitches. Where is it? Of course, that's the one they don't want to show. 1990. There it is. Okay. So, all right, let me go share the screen. I am struggling tonight to be alive. There we go. Cool. So, if you're looking at these, you look at the shell in the front. There's zero color texture, so like there's no wear, right? It looks brand new, whereas these guys live in the sewer. These guys, have been fighting, fighting dudes in the sewer. It just doesn't look. They don't look finished. And then the other problem I have, and I don't know if you guys can even see that, but do you see my arrow moving around the screen or no?
No.
Okay. How about now?
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. So you can clearly tell it really with, close this shit out, Raphael. So see this right here, where the padding,
The elbow
whatever
pad is. Yeah, the elbow pad.
And you can kind of see it with Mikey here. They put a joint at the pad and at the upper bicep. And so that to me is very goofy. I get for articulation purposes, but it doesn't seem nicely. So to me, it looks really weird.
It's interesting that you say that because, I mean, I didn't even notice that, but the thing that I don't like about the figure, if you look at Mikey and Leo, the way that the bandanas are placed within the figure, they look like crap.
Like
they remind me, they remind me of the Playmate collector line that they did, where they put out the crappy Secret of the Ooze set and the turtles just look cheap. That's the way that Mikey's bandana looked in those figures, and now it looks like it there, and I just don't like it. It looks cheap, like they just cut in the face and then put the bandana in it, and it looks terrible.
I'm just curious where quality control was. I don't know if I can go any bigger on this. I guess I can't zoom. I'm just wondering where the quality control was when this got decided. Like when they turned around and said, "Hey, this is going to be the design." I know it's not final, but this is going to be the design. Because like even, I guess to your point, don't they look a little chunky?
The faces and the upper body look a little chunky, sure. The faces bother me. I don't think the face sculpts are good. I hate the way that the mask is set in. But then the blandness of the shell and the shape of the shoulders specifically just seems off.
They just, to me, they look very unfinished. Now I will buy them. I won't not. I mean, I can't help it. It's me. Yeah, everybody grins and giggles, but I can't help it. I'll buy them because I have faith that they're going to make the changes needed by the time production hits. But
Yeah.
I still get that vibe. Like looking at this man, like if you look at Donnie from the side, even Raphael, it's almost like their legs and arms are too short, and they just made the torsos too chunky.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of dwarfism. I don't want to be, I'm not bashing anybody, but it looks a little bit like a dwarfism type thing. You what?
Any other pictures of them like standing alone?
So
no,
not that I've found. Now I can go back and
probably not till tomorrow when the pre-orders open.
There's this.
By the way, just to kind of backtrack really quick, Joe. Yes, I did see that Ben Affleck that armored Batman. It does look great, but for me, I'm just not a fan of that whole.
Both of the reissued Batman or Batfleck Hot Toys figures look amazing. The original one that they did of just a regular suit, the Frank Miller suit, looked good, but when they redesigned it and re-released it recently, it was amazing.
So
yeah, it looks great, but just not from my collection.
To your point, Psycho, and I think you might have nailed it. Damn, you almost nailed it enough for me to be like, ugh, do I want these? Looking at them now, this makes them look even worse. This 100% looks like that Playmates Retro Collection where they made The Secret of the Ooze and they made the first movie, and all they did was reuse that awful ass sculpt.
Yeah.
All over again. And it looks like Mezco took that. It's like the Mezco version and the NECA version had a baby, and that's what popped out.
Yeah, and it's terrible. I mean, I don't buy Mezco, and the closest I've gotten to buying one was when they did the 1978 Christopher Reeve Superman. But
yeah,
that's I'm not a fan of the way these turtles look.
Yeah, it's a shame because it looks like
I like them.
It looks like the Shredder's going to be badass.
See, now that's why I'm kind of like, eh.
But this, okay, so my opinion, you guys stop me, right? Those turtles are obviously trying to rip the 1990 Turtles.
Yes.
This Shredder
is the comic Shredder.
Thank you. It's the comic Shredder, and
yes.
It doesn't make sense that you would make this.
Yeah,
and
that's why I'm
Casey. The Casey Jones, the Mezco Casey Jones. I don't know if you guys can. You can't see it. I don't know why I do this myself. The Mezco Casey Jones was the same thing. It was the comics. So why the hell, unless the Casey and the Shredder are meant to go with the first run of Mezco,
they're meant to go with the first ones. Yeah.
Yes.
But they also know. I mean, not to throw shade, but they know people like you are going to buy the turtles in every iteration. So if you're making the turtles, why not make small adjustments so that you can release every version of the turtles because people will buy them? Right? Like, it's all about how much money can I get, but God, the face just looks terrible. I hate the face.
I can't with the Seth, what's up, man?
Honestly, I don't hate it. I know you don't like the bicep sculpt there, but really if you want to get that articulation and that swivel with that, you're gonna need that there.
Can you see the zoom in?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, does that help?
Ugh, that face is hideous.
I mean, just how bad is it at the top here?
It looks like an upside down mushroom. Like it's. I don't know. I just don't like it, and the bandana placement makes it worse.
Again, I know this isn't the finals, right? They had to put together something for the show, and that's a different head sculpt than that Leo.
Compare it, right? Like,
but look at this. This is like NECA. It's not finished. There's no stress. There's no nothing, man. Like,
and this is the NECA figure right here, and you would think that when they have something like this on the market, they would be more cautious about what they're releasing. I don't know. Who knows?
I didn't know they glued these shut so people don't move them at the show.
Well, also with as I'm starting to kind of discover too, a lot of times with those prototypes, they are super fragile. They don't really hold together well, so a lot of times you're gonna have to glue them to just keep it from falling apart at a show.
I do like the spinning nunchucka thing. I think it's cool. I think we need that. I think you should always have that with Mikey. But I know the face they were going for here, but that is not it.
No.
That looks like, you know what that looks like? I'll bet you just like NECA did with the cartoon quarter scale turtles. I think the little ones do it too. But you could take the head and the face and the mouth and you can interchange them on all of them. That looks like the Donnie face that they're advertising the turtles with. Where is it? See that mouth or whatever?
Actually, now that you say that, if you can see there where the bandana above and below, they do have that spacing there. I bet you can maybe that's it. You can interswap them.
See it like the gap?
Yeah.
So that's it's meant to be where you can take that off and you can change them out. Since they come with all four.
That could easily be a Donnie face.
Yeah, but I mean, my concern to that is the slight variation in skin pattern, right? Like, you couldn't swap them out because look at Donatello, then go to Leonardo, then go to Raphael. Their faces, the skin pattern is not the same.
But they didn't differentiate in skin color at all.
No, so
no. But what I'm saying is
that could just be that it's hand painted.
What I'm saying is the pattern on the skin. Like, look at Leonardo's face, right? Look at how bright it is, right? There's way more yellow on that face, on the top, on the face, and when you go to Raphael, there's less yellow, right? There's some yellow, but there's significantly less, and he's got the spots on the side of his face that Leonardo doesn't have.
And the scar.
Yeah, and so it's like, again, if they're going to tell me that they're doing this to swap, well, how are you swapping it? Because you're differentiating the faces, so you're not providing a static canvas. Michelangelo has more spots than anybody, right? Like, it's crazy.
I don't know.
The head sculpts ruin it for me. Definitely takes me out of it. NECA's superior to these, in my opinion, and that's it.
Well, luckily, we have until tomorrow to decide if we want them. But yeah, they're supposed to hit tomorrow. I think along with there's something else pre-ordering tomorrow too. That's the other thing I was going to bring up. There's just too much coming out at once, man. It feels like the first of the year, and I feel like this is the wrong time. It's the holidays. This is the wrong time to be dropping all of these freaking. I mean, we just had Donnie for Mondo a week and a half ago, and it's like, I mean, Christmas is coming, man. Like, who the hell's running out and spending thousands of dollars on toys right now?
Not me.
I'm just saying though. Like, I mean, really, like, I mean, how are you doing it? And you're not. I mean, not well. At least I'm not doing it right. But like, I just got popped for my mask. My mask pre-order. I just got hit for that. Got some Entertainment Earth stuff that just hit me. I got hit. I bought something on Hasbro, but then I got hit at the same time on Hasbro for something I ordered. It's like everybody's cashing in at the end of the year, And it's like, damn, dude, like, can I catch up? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I didn't
Nah,
even
you
pre-order.
don't have permission to catch up.
evidently.
I didn't even pre-order the 2012 Foot Soldier from NECA because it was too much at the time. Right? Plus the $15 shipping they're going to charge you to ship it. It's like, well, that sucks, but
Well, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Because I was trying to think of what the hell else is coming out tomorrow or whatever. Bottleneck's coming out with the 1-to-1 mouser. Life-size mouser. I'm like, I have to have that thing. And then I'm like, watch it be $600. Watch it be like $600. And I'm like, what am I doing? A
watch it be more
$600
than that.
mouser? I mean, if it lit up and went nom nom, like I'd probably buy it. But I don't know if I'm kidding. It's a life-size mouser. I have to own it. But it's still, I bet it's $600. I bet it's something stupid like that. Because the dude holding it was, he was Asian, so, and he looked small. So I mean, he could have been 5 foot, maybe smaller. I don't know, but he's holding the damn thing. Looks this big. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks bigger than quarter scale. So I mean, I'd like to think it would only be 300 or less, but I got a feeling it's going to be much more. I got a feeling it's going to be $499 at least. Because you got to figure, dude, how big is the box got to be for that thing? You know, unless they ship it in like 2 pieces or something, and then just that shipping it to you. But you know, I'd like to have one in the box and one to open. No, you're not wrong, Joe. Actually, there are plenty of people that have printed 3D printed giant mousers. And it's fine if you print them in the color. But I have like some OG ones some guy printed like 4 years ago when 3D printers like first came out, and I painted them myself. They came out pretty cool. I put wires in them and stuff to look like the heads, you know, had broken off and shit, and they look cool. But I still doesn't mean I still don't want one from Bottleneck Gallery. I got to give them credit; they make some really nice stuff. But I do think whenever I've ordered from them, I've overpaid. You know, I have the first turtle. They did it twice. Like they have the painted, not painted. They have the they made the 2 prototype turtles, and then they made 3 different versions or 4 different versions of like the first turtle, I guess. Eastman and Laird's first turtle.
Yeah.
So I have all those, but I don't know. Oh God, it's terrible heartburn.
What's up, Gus? How you doing?
Getting old sucks. What's up? What's up?
So Tony, you were saying something about something going on with Hasbro. So what's going on with Hasbro?
So there was some chatter in the forums. I've read a bunch of chatter lately, but some chatter in the forums that they took such a they say loss. I don't think it's a loss with this whole thing that happened with Tron, right? With the Tron thing not getting funded, and
Big
I
shock.
think there was what's up.
Big shock.
Right. And then there was like 2 HasLabs ago that didn't get funded? Wasn't it a G.I. Joe piece? Or was it a Star Wars piece?
No.
I think it was a G.I. Joe piece.
Did the Snowcat thing get funded? There was something they had recently, though, like within the last couple HasLabs that did not get funded. And I want to say it was Star Wars then, maybe. I don't know. In any case, so people were talking about that and how Hasbro has been like getting a little desperate with their tactics. So like the pricing, you know, they didn't do well with the thing with Tron, and they're already speculating. Like I was reading the forums, and I don't know where they're getting their information, but they're speculating that okay, that didn't work. Let's circle back to Transformers. Like they're trying very quickly to recoup what they're losing in sales and what they lost in the HasLab. Because if you noticed, the Transformers are getting more expensive. And so they're not selling as well as they were before, other than like specifics, like the Bruticus pieces that are coming out. People are buying those. People bought Devastator. But individual bots, like people would go out and buy, you know, like a certain bot or whatever, those are becoming shelf warmers because the pricing is too much. It doesn't match the product you're getting. So it's like How can you pay $35 for a robot that's this fucking big?
So there have been 4 HasLab projects that have not been funded.
Rancor.
There was a Sesame Street Cookie Monster, which was an early HasLab. It did not fund. Then you had the Rancor in 2021.
That was so disappointing.
You had the Marvel Legends Engine of Vengeance, which is Ghost Rider's car. It was Robbie Reyes's Ghost Rider's car for the Marvel Legends line in 2022 that did not fund. And then also in 2022, you had the Vintage Collection Reva lightsaber from the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, The Third Sister. That also did not fund. But just recently in September, the HasLab TVC LAAT gunship funded, but just got enough to fund, and none of the tiers were unlocked.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking about.
That was in September that happened. So it was just short of the first unlock, which would have been Coleman Trevor, and that didn't unlock. And then obviously Tron didn't unlock.
Yeah, I just know that what I'm reading in the forums, which was mostly the Transformer forums, right, is how disappointed the fans are with what's going on with Hasbro's pricing, availability. The shit that does sell, they don't have enough of it.
Yeah.
And they did a Black Friday thing, which I was excited about, thinking, okay, cool, I'm gonna get some deals on some Transformers. The Black Friday deals were fucking laughable at best. So Hasbro, if you're listening, you fucked up, because they were doing shit like, oh, this normally $34 Transformer is now $27. Oh, so it's what it should have been all along? That's all you did. You didn't do anything for consumers. If you wanted to really move those pieces, you should have said 50% off all the Transformers we have in stock, and you would have sold out of lots of pieces, man. Like, people would have bought them all day long. And you know damn well Hasbro's not paying. If it's a $35 figure, Hasbro is not paying $16 or $17 to make it at all. And even after covering costs and fees and all that bullshit, if they made $5, they covered the cost, because it's pennies on the dollar to make the toy.
Yeah, no, they've been doing dumb shit for a while. Like, I got frustrated with them a while back, because I've been a Hasbro Pulse Premium member since it was created. But like, so these figures, for instance, these are the original ones from back in like 08, 09 that they released for War for Cybertron. A couple of years ago, they re-released them and made them slightly bigger as part of the Studio Series line. They got the Gamerverse. They redid these figures. They made them slightly larger. Yeah. And they put them on Hasbro Pulse. They sold out instantly. Then they were never available again. And then recently they re-released Optimus, which I had been able to find an Optimus in the wild. But if you try to find the Bumblebee from the re-release that they did, which is better and bigger, it costs you like $80 for it. It's like Hasbro could just re-release it. I don't understand this manufactured scarcity for no reason, right? Like, this is not, or at least it shouldn't be, a limited edition toy. That stuff frustrates me. So
I 100% agree, and we'll dive right back into this, but real quick, Seth, you got to be more specific. Highest sold mean like the most ever made of a certain toy, like sold that much, or highest cost? Because there's a difference there for sure. And that's the cost is based on variants, because you have variant turtles that are worth more than Scratch, worth more than Hotspot, or
speaking of Scratch, did you see the one that Toy Federation had?
Yeah, 2,500.
Yeah, but I mean, it was clean. It was complete.
There was a carded one for $29.99 at the show, and I was that close to buying it.
Yeah,
or then that close, depending on how you want to look at it.
But then, they had a Black Friday sale, so that thing was reduced in price. Oh my god!
I'm just missing the damn accessories. Give me the accessories, and I've got a Scratch sitting here.
I'm missing one accessory. I have all of them except one.
That's awesome. You have a Scratch and you have accessories. Yeah, I won this in a raffle, and I am not into this thing for any amount of money really, and so I'm just like I will gladly pay $1,000 for all the accessories to complete him, to get him graded or whatever. Highest cool cost. There's a scratch prototype selling on eBay right now for 100,000, and that's where my question stems from. So if I had to guess, anything with a prototype is, if you're using prototypes, I couldn't tell you. I don't have that kind of knowledge. You're probably right. The 100,000 is probably the highest that's been sold in a long time. But if we're talking about just rarity of a toy, for the Turtles line, the problem is there are so many variants where they ran out of plastic coloring for a certain tooling, and so that becomes worth money. Like Genghis Frog is probably one of the most common and cheapest toys next to Ray Fillet that you can buy, right?
Yep.
Some of the cheapest characters you can purchase in the Turtles toy line. I could have 100 fucking Genghis Frogs. They're so cheap. But if you have Genghis Frog with a gold belt, I think it is, you looking at your wall. Do you have one?
No. My wife was walking by. I think she's
Oh,
going
you
to bed.
tell me
Yeah. No.
what's up.
No. I do not. I do not. I do not.
But if you have Genghis Frog with, and don't quote me, I'm so bad. It's been so long. But I think if you've got him with the gold belt, that one is super rare, couple grand. Same thing with any of the storage shell turtles with the black belts. If you have a black belt storage shell turtle and he's on card, again, they're like $2,000+ a piece. So it's Scratch is the stereotypical. He is expensive by popularity. He was one of the last ones on the line. He wasn't made a lot, and so that's why he holds any kind of value, like Hotspot, like Sandstorm, like all those kind of guys.
Yep.
I have them all, with the exception of Scratch on the card, and I don't have a Hotspot, but that's where their value comes from.
Yeah. I have Hotspot complete, but not on a card. I have Scratch almost complete, but I'm missing the stupid
the bird
fish gun.
Oh,
That's the thing that I'm missing.
Was it that jailbird? Like, I heard that one's a hard piece to find for him.
Jailbird's like $600.
Yeah.
Just him, a little piece of $600. Well, so that's the other thing. So when they did the Universal Monsters line and when they did the sports line, those figures, the Universal Monster ones are worth a little bit more. That's a popularity thing, but it's not like they were made any less than any of the others. But the sports turtles were very, very common. Very common toy. Nobody cared. Nobody wanted, Raphael playing soccer. But they made them with different color weapons. And if you have the one that has, blue weapons or something, I can't remember which one's which. But if you had them with blue weapons versus the one with green weapons, well, the one with blue weapons might be a $6,000 figure, because they made 100, versus the green one, they made thousands of them, and he's not worth shit.
Well, I mean, and then also with the sports one, you have the Donatello playing basketball, where you had a Walmart exclusive version of it.
White or red. Yep.
Yeah, and this was back in the day that people didn't really realize there was exclusivity, right? And so people that have that Walmart one on the card, they're getting a bunch of money for the Jordan Donatello.
White shirt Donnie. Yep.
Yep.
Because the red one, you can get them all day long. I have red jersey Donnie on card, graded. I think it's grade 80+.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, great. It's Donatello. I mean, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. It's not the white jersey.
And allegedly they made those in giant form too, and Walmart also had an exclusive white giant one.
The ball, I want to say if you have his fucking basketball, it's $300 for his ball. And then the figure, I don't even know. It's a couple grand. I can't tell you exactly. I don't know the comps anymore. But yeah, so I love Turtles, man, and I love how there's all those crazy things you can chase after. You will never own them all. There's always going to be something somebody finds down the line where they're like, oh, did you know they made Shredder in red? There's only 15 of them. It'd be something weird like that. But that was the cool thing about it at the time. When they printed those toys, they printed them with the colors they were supposed to be, but when it got to the end of a run, we've got some purple here. You want to just make some weapons for this guy in purple? And it didn't matter because they were mutants.
Yeah.
Their stuff could be whatever color you wanted it to be, and that's why it was cool. And that's why the packaging and the, like Sandstorm, I think his weapons are purple, but I think there's a set that came in green. He had a set of green weapons. I mean, it's, it's whatever, but
when I was a kid, I wanted that. What is it? Chef Boyardee exclusive Super Shredder.
Mm-hmm.
I never got it, but I always thought that was super cool.
In all black.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a cool figure, man. I mean, it's very hard to come by, unless you want to pay a fortune.
yeah,
But what's ironically funny is the same damn toy in purple is $100 or less
yeah,
on the card.
yeah.
So you can get a super shredder. Fuck, I think I got three. I have two in the bin and one in my personal collection in the on the card, and then another two loose in my case. I mean, they're just flip a coin. I mean, it's easier to get him than a regular
Yeah,
shredder.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah,
I don't have any of my vintage figures out. I have tubs of vintage figures because, of course, I opened all my figures. I was not buying them to leave
yeah,
them sealed as a kid, but everything I have vintage wise is open and played with. But I haven't set any of those out. I haven't done anything with them. They're in my garage, except for my
yeah.
scratch, which is very well taken care of. When I moved, I wrapped it very gingerly, like I took care of that thing. Um, so
Quinn is apparently joining for such. She never joins anymore. What's up, Quinn? Ugh,
yeah, I mean, to
okay.
circle back to what you were saying though, like Hasbro's been
Yeah,
messing up for a long time.
yeah. So
And now they're crying poor, but they're not poor. They just made very dumb decisions for things, and now they're trying to. I mean, it's like all companies; they do stupid things, and they make their customers pay for it. But right now, the issue is they're feeling the heat because the customers don't have the extra money to make up the difference.
there it
And now
is.
they're like, "Oh my god, this isn't how it's supposed to be." It's like, no, companies should not be making dumb decisions and dumping it off on the fans and the collectors. It's as simple as that, right?
It's
I like a lot of Hasbro's lines, but and I know you don't like this line, but they should make more Ghostbusters, right? Like, you want to make money, put up a pre-order thing on your website, not a HasLab, but say, hey, we're going to do a run of figures based on the Frozen Empire movie. Put your money in now and secure it. And then when the run is done, that's it, right? Like, they don't have to take dumb chances. But when they put the Ghostbusters line in stores, they put the Indiana Jones lines in stores, then they're like, nobody's buying these. Of course they're not. Kids don't care about movies from the 80s, right? Like, don't be stupid. Collectors care about that. And collectors aren't going into the stores in the volume that you need to make a line profitable. Make it available online, do it as a pre-order thing, and I know they can do it because they've done it with Marvel Legends, right? And then your fans will pay for it. But don't do dumb things, mass produce them, put them in the stores and say, oh, look, nobody wants to buy it. Stupid. Stupid.
so I love that you brought up the Indiana Jones line, man, because
Mhm.
first of all, I love the Indiana Jones movies up until The Last Crusade. Those are the three I grew up with. I love it with Sean Connery. It's fucking hilarious to this day.
That's
They're
my
just
favorite Indiana Jones movie. Last
oh my
Crusade is
god,
my favorite.
they're just great movies. Period. And so I when I saw the figures in the store, the only two I bought Shorty and I bought Dr. Jones from the same movie.
Short Round from Temple of
Yeah,
Doom. Yeah.
because I remember the part. I love it where she's like Indian. He goes, "You call her Dr. Jones, doll."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
or he's standing on the bridge and he goes, "Hang on, lady, we going for a ride." And I'm like, awesome, like love it. But I bought those two figures. I bought them on clearance for like $1.20 a piece
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
nobody was buying them.
Yeah.
And to your point, exactly. My kid, it's sad. My kids don't know who the hell Indiana Jones is. The movie came out. I was almost too young to be watching it.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching them, but my dad was like, "If I'm watching it, you're watching it." Like, you
Right.
know what I mean? So,
But that's why you knew what it was.
yeah,
So it's crazy for them to be like, yeah, let's put this in store. It'll do well. I want to meet the marketing person because they were probably 25 years old saying, yeah, let's do that. Let's put it in the. It's an 80s movie, man. An early 80s movie at that. What are you doing? They need to, like you said, if they would have taken, and they're small figures, they could have done this. If they took the Indiana Jones and said, hey, each movie we're going to make a figure pack that you will get the figures from the movie, and I don't know if they give you a vehicle, I doubt it, but they give you the figures from the movie. And when they did The Last Crusade, had they given you the play set when they first start to go into the look for the Grail,
Yeah.
the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the movie, if they'd given you a play set for that where the blades are spinning around or whatever, or they had given you the German tank, if they had given you something like that, collectors would have bought whatever movie it was. If they were Raiders of the Lost Ark, if they'd had the Ark box or whatever it was,
Yep.
if they had come up with each of those things, collectors would have bought that from the Hasbro website. But they chose to do the stupid thing and mass produce it, throw it on a shelf, and it became a clearance toy nobody cares about. But the original Indiana Jones toys, if you've ever looked for them, they're astronomically expensive.
Yes. But I mean, the thing is, like, Hasbro's like, oh, we're going to make these 6-inch Indiana Jones movie figures and release them in stores, and they're going to release it $25 or $27. It's like, cool. I was interested in a couple of them, but I wasn't buying them at the store, right? Like, you had other things out at the same time, but then they do even more dumb things. So they give you the Ghostbusters figures, and then they do like a very quick announcement and drop of the Egon and Phoebe figures from Afterlife in a 2-pack, and each Target store got 2 of them, right? Like, or 2 or 3. I think 3, because the Target, because I was living in South Florida at the time, and my buddy, who's never been on the show, his name is Harity. He went into a Target right when they opened. He grabbed one for himself. He knew I wanted 2. He grabbed the other 2, and that was it. And no Targets got refreshes. So they were released at one time, and you couldn't buy it directly from Hasbro. You couldn't buy it anywhere else in the store. And those sets were worth a ton of money because they dropped them so quick. And that's the only way you could get Phoebe from Afterlife, even though they released all the other figures standalone, right? But again, the complaint was, oh, nobody's buying the 84 Ghostbusters. Well, of course not. Right. Parents are going to take their kids to see the new Ghostbusters movie, and maybe kids want figures with that line. But 2 years before that line, you release the 84 figures in stores and they don't sell. But the stupid thing is, you watch Mattel do the same shit before you got the license and the figures didn't sell. So then you make the same mistake. I can't sometimes with the stupidity of companies and then them blaming the fans for it. Oh, well, there's no fan demand. No, there's fan demand. You just got to do it right. You can't make 100,000 of a figure when you know that your market is not that big. It's not. It's not 1993. It's not Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You're not selling that. Sorry, it's not happening.
So it's funny, man. You're preaching to the fucking choir, because this drives me nuts when I'm in a store. I'll walk in. Forget about Walmart. Walmart is Walmart. They put shit on the shelves and they're like, if it sells, it sells. If it don't, we don't care. We're fucking Walmart. You're here to buy snow tires and milk in the same day. But you go to Target, and Target's toy sections, I feel, have purpose.
Yes.
But the problem is, like, a movie comes out, and Target loses their fucking minds and will overly stock an end cap to the gills for a movie, and the shit doesn't move. And I'm sorry, I think we are in that. We've been in that age. First of all, like we were talking about the Sonic movies, they're awesome movies. Anybody who's watching, if you haven't seen the Sonic movies, get off your ass and go watch them. They are phenomenal. I don't care if you're an adult, a kid.
After
they're
this
good.
show.
Yes, they're good movies, period. But they came out with these toys, and Damien, who loves Sonic the Hedgehog, he loves all those kind of things, the movies and, FNAF, whatever it is, he loves it. That kid still, I could be like, hey man, I'll buy you every character from Sonic. I don't care. They don't care about the toys anymore. Toys are not made for kids anymore. They're really not. They're made for collectors. The only people buying them are people who are trying to recapture their youth, or they're collectors, and they have the money now to buy the things they didn't have before. Kids are not playing with toys. I
disagree.
Hold on. You can disagree all you want, but it doesn't make you right. But I think...
Oh, no, it does. I witnessed it.
I believe little girls are playing with the weird shit that they're coming... Because Kendall was like that for a while. The weird shit that they're coming out with, like, potion toys or magic toy, whatever, stuff like that. But I don't believe, at least, that little boys that I see at least are going into the toy sections, buying a GI Joe or buying a Transformer per se. I think they're buying blind bag crap. They're not buying toys.
It's definitely not like it was when we were kids. And I don't want to cut Johnny off, so I don't know if he wants to go, and then I'll follow up, or he just wants me to say what I'm going to say. But
I've actually seen toys move with kids actually wanting them and buying them, not just at shows, and I've seen the online orders and like messages from parents and stuff like, this is for my kid. Is it going to be okay? Like, and then they're telling me how they love to play with like this line of figures. All right. So the thing is a lot of times is these companies are insulting kids' intelligence today. Kids today, they're a lot more sophisticated than you and I were, when we were kids playing with toys at the age. Back then, the simple Playmate toys, the simple Mattel and Hasbro toys, they were perfectly fine. You could get away with those back then, right?
yeah,
The expectation for some of these kids that they see now, because they have technology, they see,
Sure.
they have all these like video games and all these other things, so when it comes to toys, they're expecting a lot more. So a lot of this stuff they're putting out and they're intending it for kids, and it's not moving because the kids are just going to find them boring. But you wouldn't believe how many times like I've sold like literally has sold a fucking like Mythic Legions figure to a kid, and I even dropped the price so the kid can kind of have afford it, and they're happy playing with that. They're a lot more complex now. They're a lot more, as far as like their playability, and it's not so much left to the imagination anymore because of the technology doesn't allow the imagination to really do much. So kids do enjoy like toys. It's just that the toys that they do enjoy, it's up there. It's expensive, so it's hard for parents to justify spending almost collector value for toys for kids that just gonna open up and play with it, and do what kids do with toys.
I
But
think
it's there. The market is there.
I think that I think it's a complex problem, right? Because
Oh shit, like algebra?
I mean, well, no, like kids are not playing with toys for as long as they did in the past, right? So, like your market for kids' toys, especially for boys, is going to cap out around 8 years old, 9 years old. Then there are going to be kids that are playing with things longer than that, but they're also at that point they're moving on to screens, right? They have an iPad or something like it. They have a phone, and like Johnny said, imagination is not that big a deal. I also think it depends on the parents, right? So, like as soon as my daughter was old enough to start playing with toys, nicely, right? Like not throwing them around and yanking on them. I bought her the re-released Ninja Turtle figures and the Turtle Van because I love playing with that stuff as a kid. And if we were going to play, I wanted to play with stuff that I liked. And then when I started getting the Ghostbusters figures, she wanted to play with those. And I was like, no. But what I did was I went and bought those little Fright Feature Ghostbusters that they were selling at the same time, right? They were smaller. They were less posable. They had their own Ecto-1. So I bought those for my daughter. The Sonic movie toys. I bought those because I bought her the Mario movie toys, and they were scaled the same way. They're both made by Jakks Pacific, and she's able to have the Mario figures and the Sonic figures, and they scale together. So it's kind of like, in that respect, the parents kind of choose. But then you have a lot of parents who aren't around, right? Like, I'm lucky in the sense that my wife and I have the exact same schedule as my daughter. We're off when she's off, right? We have holidays together. So I can spend time with her. I can play with her. Parents who can't do that stuff, it's like, take the phone. The phone will entertain you while I'm making dinner. The phone will entertain you while I'm handling laundry, right? Like, I can't be present all the time, but the phone can fill that gap. And so they're not having the playtime, they're having screen time. And that's where these companies are running into problems. But they could do a better job marketing that. Absolutely.
Which is weird. I mean, when we were kids and, our parents were, like, busy and stuff, it was like, go outside and play with your friends. When the street light comes on, be home for dinner.
But you can't do that anymore. because people are being abducted, people are being hit by cars, people are being
Those
hit
kids
by
end up becoming
bullets.
dinner.
Yeah, right. Like,
here's the thing: that stuff was happening back then. It's just you weren't as aware of it because of the internet and all that shit wasn't around. But it was happening back then too.
it was happening, but it was not happening at the scale it's happening now.
Again,
Statistically,
it's
but
one of those things. Well, that's because everything progresses forward.
Sure.
Well, yeah, but again, like the statistics are skewed, but not in the way that you think they are, right? Because statistically, there were more kids outside in the 80s and there were less kids being kidnapped. Now, there are fewer kids outside and there are more kids being kidnapped.
Well, there's less kids to grab. I mean, you got to grab what you can.
No, we don't condone this. We don't condone what Tony
Drinks and
said.
joys, guys. Drinks and
Tony
joys.
lost his sponsorship.
Oh, my goodness.
Squaring off, it's not too late. We're taking kids.
No.
But it's like, and that's part of the issue, right? It's not going outside anymore. Because my dad was like that. My dad was like, get your ass outside and ride your bike, play with your friends, play basketball, play football, whatever. I'm not going to do that with my daughter. Even though the neighborhood we moved into is really nice and I'm not concerned about it. I'm not letting her play outside. And if she's outside, I'm outside. We're not doing that. Nope.
No,
well,
we
now I'm marking that clip. I love being me.
Tony, we hit your 10 o'clock mark.
Yeah, I know. I know. Let's wrap this up. And I mean, we could keep going, but I mean, we have work tomorrow. In any case, so yeah, listen, we'll jump on this again next week because there is plenty to talk about with the whole Hasbro thing. And as the week progresses, I'm sure, more and more is going to come up because I just keep seeing people not bashing them. It's just questioning what the hell is going on. And I'm going to tell you, I said the same thing that I said for NECA. And it's unfortunate that the days are numbered. I think Funko is just the beginning. And unfortunately, and Funko doesn't have the quality control issues and the bullshit that NECA has. I mean, how much can you really F up somebody's orders, your QA, your customer service, your shipping? How much can you really keep screwing up before people go, God, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And we'll talk about that next week, but that is a definite problem that has just, in my opinion, has progressed, gotten exponentially worse over the last probably year and a half.
I don't support those main lines anymore. I'm just over it. It's a bunch of BS. But then you got those smaller companies and independent companies that come out with some really great quality stuff. I mean, look at the Najabi stuff.
And that shit was 40% Black Friday clearance. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
That stuff's so much. And if you've seen on YouTube, have you seen the little episodes like they make for the little animation of those?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm rooting for those guys. And it's the same thing with like you got these independent companies like Sparrow Toys, Valaverse, fucking Four Horsemen Studios. I really would love to see the whole industry kind of turn around, and you get to see those people in actual like Targets and Walmarts. That'd be surprising to me. Like that'd be great, actually.
I think the difference we're seeing, and I'll wrap this up, but I think we're seeing a little bit of a pivot where the mainstream companies, I'm sorry, but they're getting their just desserts. They put themselves in positions they're in. And these third party and off brands or whatever you want to call it, companies, right, that are making the same toys we want to see, but just better and more what the fans asking for and the quality and like just so. I mean, Transformers is look, there's a lot of badass turtle stuff coming out, but Transformers is probably the best one, and I'll fucking fight this one all day long, and I know you guys agree with it because you're both Transformers guys. That third party shit is smoking anything Hasbro even remotely puts out. I was gonna bring it up. That MP Magic Square Bruticus, I had no intentions of buying it at all. Okay, Magic Square makes great stuff. Now they're scaled down. It's Legend scale, right? Yep. They're scaled down. They're badass. They're super articulate, super detailed. They look like the cartoons. They do an awesome job. They came out with that MP scale Bruticus, and I have never been so impressed with a large scale combiner staying true to the cartoon molding and having, I've seen it, awesome articulation. It is solid. That dude was like, he put him together in combiner mode. He's whipping his arms around. He's showing all kinds of crazy shit. I'm like, if I did that with any of my combiners, they'd fall apart. And this dude's just like whipping them around, doing all this crazy stuff, and he's just like,
yep. That brand new Devastator. Can't even articulate like that guy does.
That's the whole point, though. Third party, you guys are awesome. Magic Square, come support it. I don't know, but the stuff that's coming out is really cool.
For what, years now?
Yeah, I know. But calm down. So Psycho, I would like next Tuesday, if we can possibly swing it, I would like to get this Transformers Ghost that Chris talks to.
Okay.
I'd like to get him on, and I think that's one Johnny would want to be on for, because this guy is apparently like the Jesus of Transformers, and I'd love to talk to him and get his opinions on some of the third-party stuff.
We can definitely talk to Chris about that. I know that one of the stipulations Chris brought up before is he doesn't actually want to appear on screen. He wants to have like a picture, a static picture, but then like he would speak. And I mean, that can all be worked out. That's fine. I don't know the guy. I met him once. But I think Chris should be able to get that worked out.
I think it would be beneficial. I think Transformers are a great topic. I love talking about them. It's fun to talk about things when you have knowledge of all of the stuff that's been out.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun because Johnny's probably sold 90% of the lines that I've never held one of their lines, or companies or what have you. I've sold and held a lot of third party, but Johnny's had the more quality third party, I guess you could say. I've had Pengu toys and whatever, but Johnny's had New Age. Johnny's had, Fans Toys. Johnny's had Magic Square. He's had the good quality third party Transformers, so he'll be able to speak to a lot of those better than I would, because a lot of what I've sold I haven't opened. I've just sold it.
Yeah.
And had good reviews, but yeah, are you guys cool? We can button this up and call it, or
sure,
we're straight. All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll plug Tuesday real quick before you close it off. So yeah, Thursday. So this Thursday, Chris isn't available for Collector's Hideout, but I will be there. We're going to talk Sonic video games. We'll probably talk a little bit about the movies and the TV shows as well. But it's kind of going to be a retrospective on the history of Sonic from the beginnings to kind of where we are now. I think it's going to be a great time. So if you enjoy Sonic as a character, movie, video game, whatever, stop by and give it a listen.
Yeah, I'll be there to do the mechanics just to get us rolling. But I'll definitely hang out. And, I enjoyed the movies. The games, I only played a couple because I did not own a Genesis. So I did not get to play them till later in life. But I did get to play Sonic games on Dreamcast because I love me a Dreamcast.
Those games were great. I loved Sonic. Those are my forte. Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 are definitely my favorite Sonic games.
I would, of all systems, I would want to go back and repurchase for the fourth time for me. It would be a Dreamcast. And I think one of the features seldom gets spoken about, but is very well way ahead of its time, was the fact that Dreamcast had this miniature, call it a Game Boy, if you will, that used to go in the controller, and then you could take it out after the fact and you could play games on it outside of your Dreamcast. And then Dreamcast had the ability to go online. So that system, well ahead of its time, was not as appreciated as it should have been. And I will get my hats off to Sega because that shit was a great system.
They doomed themselves because they didn't protect their games. They made it so that the console would play written games, writable discs, and that's what sunk them.
It's a shame. It was a rad system, but thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday. We're going to go ahead and get back into some Transformers, talk about third party and all that wonderful stuff. And then Thursday, of course, is Sonic Night for Collector's Hideout. So I will be there. I will help get things off the ground. That is Psycho's deal, though. He's going to run it. He's going to host it, hanging out, going to have a great time. That's all we got. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. Thank you for Drinks and Toys. All of you that we saw at RetroCon, if you're seeing this, if you're not seeing this now, seeing this later, I don't care. We had a great time. We got to meet a bunch of cool people. Got to meet the guy from Tats, Tunes, and Toys. His name's Anthony, ironically, also. Very cool guy. Him and his wife, girlfriend, significant other, whatever she is. But they were awesome. Hope to see them again. Want to keep contact. He's got an awesome channel. Go check it out on YouTube. Again, Tats, Tunes, and Toys. A lot of fun to watch. And he does a RetroCon review. Yeah, Johnny, go ahead.
That reminds me, anyone that is watching from RetroCon, we are going to have individual Grub Sport minis that you can buy online as well. So they're not going to just be in blind boxes. You can actually pick out which characters you want. You can pick out the colors and styles that you want that we'll have available there. I know a lot of folks were asking, if they could choose which ones they want to get. So we'll have that option available soon. I'm working on getting those ready. And then also we'll have the big versions of these guys, very much in that Shogun style where you have just the arms that kind of move around like that. But these will be painted up. I will be hand painting them myself, so it's going to take.
That's where he got burnt
out there.
Very cool.
But,
it's an overcooked Deatheroni. It's very cool, man. Very cool pieces. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We will see you next week, and we will see you Thursday in Collector's Hideout. And until then, no caps. Oh, it's like French. No caps. Still stopping. There we go. Gotta wait for it to upload. All right, hold on.
On my end, it says we're still live.
Yeah, still. Crap. Just give it time to do its thing.